4:14 p.m., inside a nearly empty grocery store on a rainy Thursday night, Melissa Parker realized the man wasn't following her by accident. He had no cart, no basket, nothing in his hands, just a hood pulled low over his face, and eyes that refused to look away from her. What she didn't know yet was that he had been inside the store long before she arrived. Melissa didn't like late-night errands. She preferred mornings, bright, busy stores where she could slip in and out without thinking twice. But today had been chaotic. A double shift at the clinic, a co-worker who called out sick, and an empty refrigerator waiting at home. So she drove to her neighborhood grocery store, a small place called Maple Mart, known more for its quiet aisles than any real security presence. The rain was falling hard enough that she almost turned back, but she needed food, and she didn't want to wake up tomorrow hungry. The parking lot was nearly deserted. 3 cars, no one entering, no one leaving. Inside, the store felt too still. No music, barely any staff, just a faint hum from the refrigerators. She grabbed a basket and headed toward the produce section. That's when she first saw him. Tall, slim, hood up, sleeves too long, standing at the end of the aisle with an empty cart. He didn't look at her, but he didn't look at anything else either. She brushed it off. People shop at night, she told herself, but something felt wrong. Melissa moved to produce. Apples, lettuce, bread. The man moved too. When she paused at the bakery, he paused near the juices. When she circled back to grab pasta, he drifted down the same aisle, always keeping the same quiet distance. His cart squeaked occasionally, but she never saw him place anything inside it. By aisle 4, her heart was beating faster. Not because of what he did, but because of what he didn't do. He didn't shop. He didn't browse. He didn't make calls or look at prices. He didn't act like a person with a reason to be here. He just followed, always behind her, always lingering, always watching when he thought she wasn't looking. Melissa moved quickly to the dairy section. Footsteps followed. She stopped. He stopped. She pretended to check her phone. He pretended to check the shelf. Except there was nothing on that shelf. Just empty space. Her palms grew sweaty. She decided to test her suspicion. If he followed her somewhere strange, somewhere no one had any reason to go, then she would know. So she walked into the least popular aisle in the store, cleaning supplies. Aisle 9, dead silent, always empty at this hour. She reached for a pack of disinfectant wipes. 30 seconds later, she heard slow, soft footsteps entering the aisle. She didn't turn around. Not yet. Instead, she looked at the metallic surface of the shelf, using it like a mirror. A shadow appeared behind her, tall, still. Then she heard it. He wasn't pushing a cart anymore. Her stomach dropped. She turned her head slightly, just enough to confirm. He was standing at the start of the aisle, staring at her. Not blinking, not pretending, just watching. Melissa forced herself to walk calmly out of the aisle, trying to reach other people. But the store was emptier than before. One cashier, no customers, no visible guard. She turned down aisle 11, then peeked through the spaces between shelves. He was still there, walking down the next aisle over, perfectly synchronized with her pace, watching her through the gaps. She picked up her pace. He matched it. She slowed down. He slowed down. She switched aisles suddenly, a quick left turn. Within seconds, his footsteps entered the same aisle. He didn't even pretend to look around this time. He just walked toward her. Slow, steady, deliberate. Melissa's throat tightened. This wasn't coincidence. This wasn't paranoia. This was targeting. The face revealed, 8 to 9. Melissa stepped back, gripping her basket like a shield. He approached within 12 feet, then stopped. He finally lifted his head. His face was pale, jaw tight, eyes wide, dark and unblinking. Not angry, not nervous, just empty. He whispered something she didn't understand, something too soft to make out. Then he took one step forward. Her entire body screamed, "Move! Now!" She walked quickly toward the front of the store. He followed. She reached the checkout area. Only one cashier, a teenage boy with earbuds in, scanning items with no enthusiasm. "Excuse me," she whispered urgently. He didn't hear. "Excuse me," she repeated louder. He glanced up, barely making eye contact. "Yeah?" "There's a man following me." The cashier paused, confused. "What man?" She pointed behind her. He wasn't there. The aisle was empty. The man had disappeared. The cashier shrugged. "Do you want me to call someone?" "Yes," she whispered. "Please." He reached for the phone under the counter, but then Melissa saw something over his shoulder, in the reflection of the freezer door behind him. The man, standing behind aisle 2, peeking out just enough to watch her. Her breath caught. He was hiding now. The cashier finally paid security. A minute later, the guard walked up. An older man with a slow limp and an exhausted expression. "What's the issue?" he asked. "There's a man following me," Melissa said, voice shaking. "He's here. He's..." She pointed. He was gone again. The guard sighed. "Ma'am, sometimes people shop weird. Maybe he's nervous. Maybe he's waiting for someone." "No," she insisted. "He's following me around the store." "Okay," the guard said. "Let's walk you to your car." Relief washed over her. They headed toward the exit. She glanced over her shoulder one last time, and her blood turned cold. The man was standing at the far end of the checkout area, staring directly at them. Not moving, not hiding, just watching her leave. His hands were empty, his posture rigid, his eyes locked on hers, like he knew something she didn't. The automatic doors opened, letting in cold rain and darkness. The guard walked beside her, scanning the empty lot. "Which car is yours?" she pointed. "A silver Honda, 3rd row." They walked quickly. Halfway to her car, the guard stopped. "You said he wasn't carrying anything?" he asked suddenly. "No," she said. "Why?" The guard frowned. "When he walked in earlier, he didn't bring a cart, didn't grab one, didn't buy anything." Melissa's chest tightened. "What do you mean earlier?" "He came in about 20 minutes before you did," the guard said. "Stood near the entrance, didn't move. I asked if he needed help, but he didn't say a word." Her skin crawled. The man wasn't shopping. He was waiting. For her. They reached her car. The guard opened the door for her. "Lock your doors the second you're inside," he said. She nodded, trembling. She started the engine. Rain pounded the windshield. She glanced at the store entrance. The man wasn't there. She exhaled, then froze. Her back passenger door was slightly open, just an inch. Not enough to see inside, but enough to see that it wasn't fully closed. The guard saw it too. He pulled out his flashlight, walked slowly toward the door, and shined the beam inside. Nothing. Empty. He turned to Melissa. "Did you leave this open?" "No," she whispered. He pushed the door shut firmly. "Go straight home," he said, "and call the police if you see anything strange." She nodded, shaking. She backed out quickly and drove away, but when she reached the exit of the parking lot, her headlights hit something on the ground, a small, white piece of paper. The wind flipped it over, revealing a single line of handwriting. "I know your route home." Her heart slammed in her chest. She drove onto the main road, rain making it hard to see. She checked her rearview mirror. A dark sedan pulled out of the grocery store parking lot. No headlights, following her distance exactly. She turned right. The sedan turned right. She sped up. It matched her speed. Melissa's breath came in sharp gasps. She didn't drive home. She drove toward the nearest police station. The sedan followed until she reached the bright lights of the station entrance, then abruptly turned away and disappeared into the night. Inside, an officer took her report. When she described the man, the hoodie, the behavior, the staring, the officer's expression changed. "Did he say anything to you?" the officer asked. "No, just followed me." "Did he get close?" "Yes, too close." The officer exhaled slowly. "Ma'am, we've had 3 complaints in the last month describing a similar man. Same behavior, same stalking, same disappearance." Melissa swallowed hard. "Did he hurt anyone?" The officer hesitated. "That's what we're trying to prevent." The officer explained. "Stalkers who don't speak, who don't touch, who don't approach right away, are often the ones testing boundaries, seeing how far they can get, studying routines, identifying patterns, waiting for moments of isolation. People assume danger looks loud, but the most dangerous predators start with silence, watching, calculating, waiting." The officer gave her 3 warnings. "If someone follows you in multiple store aisles, leave immediately. They are pattern tracking. If a person enters and buys nothing, exits with nothing, and watches you, that's surveillance behavior. Never go straight home if you suspect you're being followed. Go to a police station, a hospital, or a busy area." Melissa never saw the man again. But 2 weeks later, the grocery store guard called her. They found something behind the freezer section during an inspection. A small pile of receipts, all thrown away in the same corner. Every single one had the same timestamp, around 9 p.m. And on 3 of those receipts, written faintly in pencil, was the same message: "Waiting,